Good internet marketing versus bad internet marketing.
You know, he says it so much better than I do.
He does.
He's like movie voice guy. I mean,
I
it's
know.
awesome. All right.
I want him to do my eulogy.
On this episode of Good Internet Marketing, Bad Internet Marketing, I wanted to cut to the chase here and give you some ammo as you're evaluating whomever you're doing business with right now. 10 signs of dealing with a bad internet marketing consultant. You know, none of these signs by themselves mean that you're dealing with a person who's totally dishonest. But the more of these you see, I think the more wary you should be.
Alarm, red flags.
Exactly,
Well.
exactly. Now, you know, you may have heard certain elements before, but I just want to kind of go through a litany here. The first thing out of the gate that you should be alarmed by if you're dealing with an internet marketing consultant is what?
Well, they promise you the #1 ranking.
That's right. #1 ranking in the search engine. You know, this is classic. Anyone who promises #1 immediately is a liar. How about
That's
them?
pretty strong, Aaron.
I'm saying that's some brass right there. If they if they haven't even looked at your website, there's is certainly no one that you can they can actually promise you that. True, there are some niches where there's very little to do, and there's no competition, and they can raise up those niches, but those are far and few between. It still takes some time to get to the top of pages. If they haven't even looked at your site and they're saying, "Hey, I can get you #1," yeah, well, turn a channel. I mean, really. Another point. They don't provide any real detail on their services. Vague terms are the favorite for snake oil salesmen. They really
Do
are.
they even exist anymore?
Snake oil salesman?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where does snake oil actually come from?
I don't know.
Just curious.
I'm confused. Let's stop the show. We need to get on Google.
Yeah, some consultants don't want to bore a client with the talk of metadata and internal linking and broken links and this, that, and the other. But if they start using some vague terms like sales funnel optimization and maximizing of site structure efficiency,
Sounds good.
it really
I
does.
love those big words.
I'm saying. Those 25-cent words mean 25 cents taken out of your pocket every time they use
Some
that.
people really, really get snowed, though. They really do. I mean, I know, like, even social media consultants, about half of them work with companies and really get incredible results for them. And the other half are just, they get that speaking gig at every event. And they're making bank, and they've never done it a day in their life. They don't even answer people on Facebook when they ask them a question.
I say go them.
Yeah,
That sounds really
All right,
good.
John, I do not know you.
yeah.
You know what? Another thing is they're hard to get a hold of. Anybody?
I'm hard to get a hold of, though.
Well,
I have to
you
admit.
do that on purpose.
To some extent. I mean, honestly, I don't have a salesperson,
Right.
and I don't have someone to answer calls. So please don't hold that against me.
But I mean, you should be suspicious. But this thing that means that you or your website are not a priority, or they're avoiding
Yeah.
you, or they're really busy.
Or they're doing work to get to the top, right?
And, I mean, companies have systems.
Oh,
of
you
communication.
mean your customer?
Right.
Oh, that's
right,
different.
right,
See,
right.
I literally wrote about this a couple, I don't know, months ago or whatever, but I said press 1 for budget. You know, if press 1 if you have budget. But the point was, I was at a meeting and someone told me that they stood there and they said, "I can never get a hold of you. It is so I'm so mad. I can't get a hold of you." And they said, "Is this how you treat your clients and everything else?" And I said, "Well, here's my client right here. Ask him." And he said, "Doug's been there every time I need him, 24/7. He's answered the phone at 10 o'clock at night for me." And I go, there you go. So just because they're not responsive from a prospect standpoint doesn't mean from a customer.
That's true, and that's very, very important.
That was a
to
big
discern.
defense right there, right? Wasn't it?
Wow, it really was.
I would be
Yeah.
feeling guilty.
Log yourself later. They have a secret. Here's #4. They have a secret weapon to beat everyone else.
Oh,
You
yes.
know, the secret sauce. It's very, very, very unlikely that someone has a secret weapon that
Well,
no
we have
one
a
else.
proprietary Excalibur system built on the something framework that nobody else has. Right.
No, exactly. You know, number 5, this is really, really important. They cannot provide past examples of their work. What the?
Yeah.
You know, some people are starting off, and we get that, and they have no actual past experience. But if this is the case, they should disclose that up front, and the price of their services should reflect that. Okay? But if you're dealing with a seasoned internet marketing firm and they're not forthcoming with, hey, we've done this for this group, we've done this for this group, and even to the degree of giving you the contact information of those clients.
Yeah, check referrals. Yeah,
I mean,
check those.
Would you do that if you're employing somebody?
Yes.
You know, check the background, check out who they've worked with before.
Yep.
You got to get a flavor of all of that. You know, a 6th point. They constantly tell you that you are wrong. You know what? I'm just going to move on from there.
They know your business better than you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Right. You know, all you get is a bill at the end of the month.
Oh, nice.
Nope. If you're not receiving some sort of report on progress, there is more than likely none. And just to make a point, we do fantastic reporting here at Site Strategics. We pride ourselves on our reporting engine. Anyway, firms that are ripping you off don't want you to realize what's going on until it's over. Make sure that you know exactly how things are going. You know, success for these strategies are very vague. Whenever you begin with a new client, we talk about the goal of their website. We want some leads, we want some more sales, just want some more brand awareness. But if the firm that you're looking at does not even work in those realms, and they have vague,
I like it when they don't even ask.
Yeah.
We're just going to rank you for these 3 keywords. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And you're going to spend $15,000 to get there.
Yeah, there you go. A month. A month.
Number 9, you know what? No, they don't install or look for any type of sort of analytics. They don't even look at measuring your site traffic. Yeah, Google Analytics is free, and if they don't use that, then move on.
Yep.
You know, and another one, they're constantly blaming algorithm changes.
I always blame people for my problems.
That's true. That's right. You do, actually. You know, Google changes things from time to time. However, they don't do it randomly or malignantly. They do that to improve their service. So if a Google algorithm change knocks you off your game of your own website, or what they're doing, they're probably doing something wrong.
Yep.
I just have to say.